What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream, and happy Monday, people. A little later than usual today. It is half term in the UK, so the kids are off school, so I'm on dad duties and things like that. So yeah, a little bit later than usual today, but big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. And there's been a lot going on in the world of football today, that's for sure. So I didn't call it Arsenal therapy today. We didn't get beat. But I was not happy with the draw, and you would have seen that if you was watching the watch along or you saw my fan cam video afterwards. I think if you're going to win major trophies, you have to take opportunities when you've got them. And I think Arsenal missed an opportunity yesterday. I think Arsenal should have beaten Liverpool yesterday. And I watched not all of the game, but I watched a lot of the game back. And I'm just convinced that Liverpool didn't play very well. They did not play very well. They were average. You know, you look at their front three yesterday. We kept Salah quiet for the majority of the game. Núñez didn't really do anything. Obviously, he got an assist, but, you know, I'm talking in general. And Luis Diaz got wrapped up by Partey, so their front three didn't perform outside of the goal when we switched off. We should have gone for that third goal and finished them off, and we didn't. We retreated. We allowed them onto us. One shot on target in the second half. You're not going to win titles playing like that, I'm afraid. And people might think, oh, it was an overreaction to a draw at home against Liverpool. But we're the team with ground to make up. We're 5 points behind Man City now. You've got to beat those teams when you play them at home. So it's disappointing because I actually think we played really well in the first half. And I thought if they continue with that, then they will win the game. But we sort of fell back, and then the Gabriel injury maybe threw us off a little bit. But I just don't think you win titles playing like that. I just don't. Not in the big games at home. I think Man City go and score a third and win that game. I think if we was at Anfield, they would go and score a third, or they would go for the third. But yeah, listen, it is what it is. It's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season. Can we only talk about music and NBA? Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. We can do whatever's necessary. We'll do to get through the season. Right, let's talk about the two big football stories of the day, and then we will break down Arsenal and where I think it went wrong yesterday, and what we should have done differently, and what we need to do moving forward, because there always has to be a solution. Today is a sad day in football, people. A very, very sad day in the world of professional football. We lost a real one, people. We've lost a real one. The boiled egg has been sacked. They've got rid of him. And I want to say, for Erik ten Hag, from football fans around the world, you will be sadly, sadly missed. Your 7-0 defeat at Anfield is one of the highlight moments of the last year or so. This is a sad, sad day for football fans around the world. Man United fans are celebrating. I'm gutted. I'm really gutted that this guy has left. He's one of my favourite managers I've seen at Man United. He got rid of Ronaldo, got rid of Sancho, lost 7-0. I mean, what is there not to like about this boiled egg of a manager? I want to say, on behalf of the footballing world, what a fantastic job this guy did at Manchester United. Like, I'm genuinely proud of him. He's ran them into the ground. He spent hundreds of millions of pounds, and you could argue they're worse than when he walked in. When he walked in, he had Sancho, Varane, Ronaldo, Rashford, Bruno. He's leaving them with De Ligt, Onana, Piqué Edouard, Xerxes, and Anthony, the worst signing in Premier League history. I mean, in my eyes, he goes down a legend. He goes down an absolute legend. And in fact, you know what? All jokes aside, this guy's won more than Arteta. Just give me a sec. I've got Ribena today, but I'm not going to, you've got to sponsor me if they want. This guy is genuinely one of the worst managers we've ever seen at Man United. And he's leaving with more trophies than our generational supposed manager that we have. Now, don't get me wrong. He stunk out the place in the league. He did get top 4 in the first year. Second year, it was a horror show, and they're about 14th now. But this guy's leaving with more silverware than Arteta. Make that make sense. Like genuinely make that make sense. I saw a tweet yesterday. A guy, he replied to one of my tweets. And he said, Arsenal, we're unbeaten against the top 6 clubs in the last year or two or something like that. None of the top 6 teams have beaten us for 2 years or something, he was saying. Big up D Nightsinger said, shouting out, it's my birthday. Blessings on your birthday, man. Lawrence said, I prefer an evening stream. Yeah, we'll mix it up. And he said, yeah, we're unbeaten against the top 6 in 2 years. And I said, okay, did we get a Premier League title for that? Did we get... What did we get for that? And he goes, nothing, but, it's bragging rights. And I said, well, I'm not interested in them kind of bragging rights. Like, do they give us a Premier League title for that? No. Okay, well, so what? It looks good on paper, but it means nothing unless you're lifting silverware. It means nothing. People saying I've stolen Cruiser's Ribena. When you go to the fridge and you just need a drink, it was horrible. It shows trophies don't cover performances. No, they don't. Listen, you need both. You need both. That's the reality. But what I'm saying, we should have won trophies in the last couple of years. Big C, nice to catch you live instead of watching back after work. Big up Liam Brady's left foot. Would you rather us kept Ten Hag or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Ten Hag, mate. I think he was worse than Solskjaer, even though he won trophies. In the league, it was a horror show. He had no tactics. And he bought Anthony for 90 million. He's the worst signing in Premier League history. Anyway, let's move on. Ten Hag is sacked. Sad day, people. Moment of silence for Ten Hag. There we go. Ten Hag's gone. Solomon, big up, bro. Hope you're well. He said, on a real, this man has had more success than our tapas. In 2 seasons, that Carabao and FA Cup should have been ours. And I totally agree with that. In the times where we haven't been winning the league, we should have still been picking up trophies. That's all I'm interested in. People go, oh, what do you think about Arteta this season? I said, he's got to win silverware. If he doesn't, I'd move him on. And they go in, yeah, but context. What if he loses the league by 2 points? I don't care. I don't care if it's 2 points or 200 points. If he doesn't win, he doesn't win. He's had long enough. Context was a year ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, but context. All right, cool, I'll let him off. Not this season. I'm sorry. Not for me. Not for me. Real Madrid are apparently looking at potential replacements for Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid. They won the Champions League 3.5 months ago. And 3.5 months later, they're going, you just lost to Barcelona 4-0, mate. You think you're getting away with that? Mbappe's missing sitter after City. You give him 85 million signing on fee. They're not interested. We're going, oh, give him another year. What about context? All right, I'll tell you this context. Win something or get on your bike, mate. P45 settings. I tell you something, if Carlo gets sacked, I'd be making a phone call. That's how you're meant to move. If Carlo gets sacked from Real Madrid, ring his phone. That's what you should do. Xavi won Barcelona the league, got sacked. No messing around, people. People have to understand football's changed. All them days of managers, oh, we'll give him 10, 15 years to build the club. Doesn't happen no more. Doesn't happen. You won't see a manager get 10, 15 years at a Premier League club anymore. It won't happen. Pep might get there. He'll probably block Edu. Probably. Just the second point before we get into Arsenal. Ballon d'Or. I thought the Ballon d'Or was wrapped up, done and dusted. Vinicius Jr., your year. Champions League winner. Scores the winning goal. 20 goals last season for Madrid. Champions League, La Liga winner. Most exciting player in world football. And he hasn't won it. It got leaked this afternoon. Vinicius Jr. has not won the Ballon d'Or. Nobody from Real Madrid is travelling to Paris tonight for the Ballon d'Or Awards. And he hasn't won it. And I want to know what you guys think about it. The winner of the Ballon d'Or is Rodri. Rodri is the Ballon d'Or winner. And what do you guys think? And listen, you know me. We'll speak about everything. There are a lot of people online are saying it's racism. It's voted by journalists. Vinicius Jr. is calling out racism in Spain. They're not going to vote for him. And I'm not saying that's the case unless we have factual evidence. But I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Rodri's been better? Rodri did win the Euros and he did win Player of the Tournament. And he did win the Premier League. But he wasn't voted in the top 8 players in the Premier League last season for Player of the Year. So people are saying, Ballon d'Or winner, you wasn't even Manchester City Player of the Year last year. Foden was nominated as Man City Player of the Year and PFA Player of the Year. So what do you guys think? I want to know your... People are saying 116. They've dropped another brown envelope, people. They've dropped another brown envelope. Vinicius Jr. robbed. It's, listen, when I put it into context, Rodri won the league, Rodri won the Euros, Rodri won Player of the Tournament. So he does definitely have an argument. But I just think Vinny was so exciting and he was the match winner last season. What do you guys think about this? Do you have any issue with it? Do you know, let's get a poll up. Let's get a poll up. Let's see what you guys think. Who should have won? Who should win the Ballon d'Or? Vinicius Jr. or Rodri? I believe Bellingham's third in the leaks, what I saw. Yeah, no Yamal. I mean, Yamal, overall, his whole year wasn't as good as those guys. Who should win Ballon d'Or? Vinny or Rodri? Rodri wins it. The brown envelopes. I thought it was like nailed on Vinicius Jr. was winning it. I couldn't believe it when I read he wasn't even attending the awards. Typically, it's Vinny Jr. for me, says Iffy. Tom says Vinny robbed more polls than baby oil at Diddy's, says George. Vinny Jr. all the way, says Dre. Brio said Rodri changed the conversation about the 6. Listen, he is a great player. There's no denying the season he had. And like Beckley says, he did win. Rodri won 4 trophies, Super Cup, Club World Cup, and obviously the League and the Euros as well. Bellingham won La Liga Player of the Year, means nothing. Vinny was bad first half of the season and in the Copper, says Beckley. Tammy said, will you take Ten Hag at Arsenal? He wins trophies. Yeah, I'll take him. He can fill up the water bottles. You know what I mean? He can fill up the water bottles. MJ said, smoke for my illustrious club while you man are in year 21. Oh, here he goes. And no Champions League. Ballon d'Or this week. How many Arsenal? Oh, MJ, man. This guy never stops. He just constantly just jabbing us in the face. Bang! Chill, bro. It's only Monday. Damn. But big up MJ, as always. SG, Man United just sacked Ten Hag. We're stuck with Paella Pardew. Utterly rubbish. Bun the season. Arsenal ain't a big club anymore. Arteta out. Edu out, says SG. He's not happy. Juan said, tired of fan base blaming refs. How about we fix up? Honestly. And Beckley said, Havertz handballed it, by the way, in the second goal. Right, let's talk about Arsenal. It's difficult. It's actually difficult to talk about Arsenal at the moment because I don't know what it is about Arsenal at the moment, but they're just annoying me as a club. I'll be honest, people. They're just irritating me as a football club at the moment. I can't help it. And people have a go. You're spoiled. You're in the title race. Enjoy it. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it. I don't like the way we're operating as a football club. I just feel like when it's time to get serious, this club don't act serious enough, in my opinion. And the mentality, people say that, you know, as fans, we can't change the way things are happening and things like that. But let me tell you something. The fan base have a huge say in what happens at football clubs. I'm telling you now. They don't always listen, but trust me, they listen. They're not ignoring everything that's being said by people online. And we have got the most predictable fan base in world football when things happen. I knew last night, when that game finished and I went on Twitter, I knew every major Arsenal account will be blaming the referee. And guess what? Ref, this, that, the other. Now listen, we can have conversations about refs. No problem. My thing is, and I say this all the time, look at yourselves before you look for excuses. Why are none of the big accounts talking about our tactics in the second half? Why are they not talking about it? Why none of them talking about the fact we had one shot on target in the second half against Liverpool, despite dominating the first half? Saka first half puts in one of the best 45 minutes I've seen from him in an Arsenal shirt. Second half, he hardly kicks the ball. Hardly kicks the ball second half. Why? Why are we retreating? Why are we sitting back so much? We're at home. I watched the game back. We were a disgrace in the second half. People can talk about, oh, Gabriel got injured. It disrupted us. It doesn't mean you have to... If your defence is not at full strength, guess what? Try your best to keep the ball away from our defence. Did you see Grizz cussing Arsenal fans and then AFC Cannon? He was letting off more shots than 50 shooter. Bro, Arsenal fans are bragging about unbeaten records. To clubs... To Liverpool fans who've won the Champions League in the last, 5-6 years or whatever. Who've won the Premier League title in the last 4 or 5 years. They're bragging about unbeaten record. Oh, none of the big 6 clubs have beat us in 2 years. So what? Who cares? I don't care about that unless that leads to you lifting a Champions League or a Premier League or even an FA Cup. You wanted Mourinho, Curtis. You wanted Mourinho. How do you feel about the fact you wanted Mourinho 4 or 5 years ago? Explain yourself. You wanted Mourinho. They throw that at me constantly. Okay, so I wanted a multiple trophy winning manager at the time. And the excuse was, oh no, we can't have Mourinho because look at the football he plays. Did you see us in the second half yesterday? We parked the bus, the car, there was a tent, the fridge... Everything. We parked the whole lot. We said we're winning this game 2-1. And we conceded, and then we had no answer. Anyone going to talk about the substitutions? Or should we ignore the substitutions? Should we ignore the fact that he didn't want to make an attacking change until they equalised? Didn't want to bring on Nwaneri. Didn't want to bring on... Gabriel Jesus. Didn't want to bring on Raheem Sterling. What's the point in Raheem Sterling being at this football club? What is the point? Why pay 100 grand a week to Raheem Sterling if you don't trust him? You don't want to use him. Why? What's the point? What's the point? Leave him rotting at Chelsea. What have you brought him here for? He's here for rotation. Sub not used nearly every week. What's the point? What's he here for? I don't get it. I don't understand. Push the club. Demand the best. Drive them. When they sign players who aren't good enough, say that they're not good enough. When they don't sign a player in a position that you think we desperately need, call it out online. We dress everything up all the time. We constantly dress it up. Raheem Sterling might as well not be at this football club. It's pointless. He doesn't trust him. He doesn't want to use him. Like, in the back of my mind, the problem I've always got is, if we don't win something this year, man. But anyway, let's go into everything. Clement said, first things first, 2 points drop versus Liverpool. Was the better team in the first half. Then Arteta became a coward by going defensively in the second half and paid for it with 9 minutes left. Yep. Wasn't desperate enough to go and get the third goal. Would rather defend the 2-1 lead with a weak defence. It doesn't make sense. Curtis is the most honest fan. Well, I try to be, bro. I try. Andrew, fan base to keep Arteta is bigger than those who want him gone. Don't understand. Even judges and Potsy are blaming the refs. It's getting worse. Listen, it's Do you know what it is? I'll be totally honest with you. And I have these open and honest conversations with the community. I'm somebody, what I see is what I say, people. And sometimes people don't like that and find it difficult to accept when you're honest like that. Now, the majority at Arsenal, they are still very happy with the manager. They're very happy with the way the club's being run. It's probably 70-30 or 80-20 almost. And it is almost like a cult following. You're right, TV1. If you're prepared to call the club out and not just slag off your own club for no reason, that's just toxic. But if you are genuinely, constructively calling out your club on things that they should be doing better, that doesn't make you in the wrong. You're judging your club by your own standards. But the problem is, to be in that 20% or 15% online, because it's still a small minority that are calling out the club and saying, well, why didn't you buy a striker in the summer? Why have you brought Raheem Sterling in on loan? Why have you given him a £15 million a season contract when he's won one FA Cup in 5 years? Why have we got 5 or 6 left-backs at the club, yet we don't seem to have a long-term solution? Calafiori don't look comfortable there. Timber's not fit enough to play every week. Tierney's always injured. Tomiyasu's always injured. Zinni can't defend. Those are the questions that you're allowed to ask those questions. But the problem is, if you're in that 15-20% who calls out the club, you're going to get the backlash from that 70 or 80%. And not everybody can deal with that. So that's why sometimes people's narratives change. Because they put their foot in the water. Okay, I don't really like what's going on. And they go, yo, that water's too hot. I can't deal with that. I'm going to retreat. And I'll stand with the majority. It takes strength, you know. You know what I mean, people? I'm coming in on that Bob Marley thing. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Dun, dun, dun. I ain't playing games, people. I say what I see. I don't care about the backlash. The grenades go on Twitter and they go crazy in the replies. It's as simple as that. Manchester United just sacked Erik ten Hag. Most of us think he's a disgrace of a manager, and the guy's leaving with 2 trophies in 2.5 years. Now, I wouldn't want him as manager, and he didn't really do much in the league. He did get Champions League, but he's leaving with 1 Champions League qualification and 2 trophies in 2.5 years, and he's not good enough. But Az had 5 years and won 1 FA Cup, and I'm supposed to call this guy a genius. Come on. This season is crunch time. Win something or go on about your business, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, that's the reason why I think people backtrack sometimes when they have a certain opinion and then it changes. But anyway. Let's see what you guys are saying, and then we'll get into player ratings and all that stuff. Gotanelli, if Arteta doesn't win a trophy, he must leave. Done. He's got to be held accountable. Brio said fanbase expected a loss. We had excuses before kickoff. Yeah, they were already running with that narrative. I was saying it. I'm not giving the team excuses. I expect a performance. And they did first off. So big up Brio. Mo2K, bring Mancini or offer Zidane a big bag. They're serial winners. Arteta won't win us anything major, and our top players will leave it. It feels like that. It feels like that. Fitz, big up Fitz. Hope you make Potsy and Turkish accountable when you appear on their shows, as both of them drone on about refs and injuries. Very disappointed in them. Do you know what it is, though, Fitz? My thing is this. Like, I will never give my opinion to try and influence your opinions. I actually like it when some of you don't agree with my opinion, as long as it's respectful. That's the whole point of football, healthy football debate. So I wouldn't go on Potsy's channel and be like, yo, you need to think the way I think, or Turkish, you need to think the way I... If they got a difference of opinion, that's down to them. I'm not trying to make nobody agree with me. If you do, then fine. If you don't, so if they think it's the refs and injuries, then cool. I didn't see what their feedback was on that game yesterday. Why always me said, if we had someone like Chris Wood versus Liverpool. Chris Wood, you know, the greatest New Zealand footballer of all time, they said. Big Unknown C, hope you're well, bro. He said, the biggest problem in Arsenal is not Arteta, not Edu, not Garlic, not the Cronkays, not the refs or the media. It's the fans and what they accept. Listen, when they were going Super League, what happened? Did the fans sit back and just lap it up? What can we do about it? Because that's what they're saying now. What can we do about it? There was 10,000 Arsenal fans outside the stadium protesting. You ain't taking us in the Super League. And they cancelled it. They threw that idea out there to see if the fans lapped it up or not. If the fans would have kept quiet, we'd be in the Super League right now. But they spoke with their feet. They said, you ain't doing that. You might own the club, but we are the life force behind this club. If we don't turn up on Saturday to your stadium, you're going to have a real problem. You need the fans to buy the merch, to buy the tickets, to support you, to push you on social media. So they stopped the Super League because of the reaction of the fans. But the fans think they have no control or power in what happens at the football club. Crazy, 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 crazy. Bigger Unknown C. Will you take... No, I read that one. Would you take 10? Oh, Man United just sacked and we're stuck. No, I read that one as well. Tired of this fan base blaming the refs. No, I read that. Havertz. I think I've read all them ones. Smoke for my illustrious club. Ballon. Oh, no, MJ going mad again. Right, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Mr. D said, evening, Curtis, you're right. We need to take ownership of our football club again instead of being more interested in the manager's career. Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. People were fighting in the stadium when Arsene Wenger was being called out by the fans. I saw fights in stadiums, scuffles between our own fans. I didn't even have a YouTube channel them times. And they were protesting outside the stadium for arguably the greatest manager in the club's history, right? Certainly in the modern history. They're fighting and they're protesting to get Arsene Wenger out of the football club for continuously getting top four. They said top four ain't a trophy, we're not interested, we want more than that. So we went to war for one of the GOATs of Arsenal, arguably the GOAT of Arsenal, certainly in the modern history. So how come top four caused you to fight each other in the stadium and protest outside the stadium, but Arteta getting top four, he's a miracle worker. I'm telling you now, if Wenger had spent the 700 million that Arteta spent, I think we'd have lifted a major trophy. Because Wenger didn't want to spend the money. He was too invested. He was trying to run the whole club like he owned it. That was the problem. If Wenger had spent 750 million over the last 5 years, and one thing as well, the football was unbelievable under Wenger. I know in the end, we got slapped up by a lot of big teams. But he was too tight. He wouldn't spend the money. He was treating the money like it was his own. That was the problem. So, I just want the standards to be where they should be. George Gooner, big up, bro. All comes down to the poor transfer window we had. We took a massive gamble by not getting another attacking midfielder and competition for Saka. Relying on key players, staying fit all season is madness considering our injury record. I mean, the question would be, if Odegaard got a long-term injury, what was your plan in attacking midfield? Who was you planning on playing there? If Saka got injured for 3 months, who was you planning on playing right wing? Because I don't know what the plan is. Sterling's hardly kicked a ball. Jesus doesn't look great out there. Trossard's gone in the 10. Waneri's coming on for 5 minutes. Like, what was the plan? You've got to have a backup plan. Right, let's talk about the game yesterday. TV1, agree, Curtis. If Arteta was doing the same job at Spurs, top Gooners would be first to point out the lack of silverware. When it's at their own door, they ignore it. Blinded by the bias. Exactly, bro. Poch got Tottenham, top four, Champions League final. Arsenal fans said, so what? You don't win anything. Typical Tottenham Spursy. When this guy's doing it at Arsenal, he's a genius. But we'll see. If he wins something major this year, but if he doesn't, I'm not hearing it. Not hearing it. This game gets me so annoyed. Even looking at that screen annoys me. How did we draw this game? 2-1 up at half-time. We reacted. We go 1-0 up. Saka scores a great goal. He's having one of the halves of the season for him. And then Van Dijk equalises, free header. Marino scores a header, 2-1, and then Salah scores. I just want to see. I've seen this Amsterdam time. He said, start calling out AFTV then, Curtis. They are a big problem. You always ignore chats about this in your streams. Well, there you go. It's on the screen, so I'm not ignoring it. So, and this is what I say all the time. What do you expect me to do when you say call out AFTV? AFTV is a group of people. It isn't one person. Obviously, Robbie runs it. You see me on AFTV, I argue with Robbie. I argue with him. I was on there last week telling him the window wasn't good enough and, you know, the manager's got to win a trophy. And I say it. What is that going to solve? You want me to call out AFTV? We need to call out Arsenal. Arsenal is the club we support, you know. We're not AFTV FC. We're Arsenal FC. That energy needs to be directed towards the football club rather than AFTV. So I think, and listen, I don't agree with everyone who goes on there. I've said it publicly. Some of the guys who are on there, it's borderline delusional, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. So I think your energy's in the wrong direction. But I appreciate the comment. No, there's no drama. But right, anyway, Curtis with a Ribena. I know, man. You know, you just go to the fridge and there's a Ribena in there. You got to take that sometime. They want you back. Well, listen, man. I don't even support Arsenal, but you are a great streamer. I appreciate that. Right, anyway, let's get into the game. People. Let's get into the game, even though I'd rather not, to be honest. So frustrating. 2-2. That puts us 5 points behind Man City and 4 points behind Liverpool. Both clubs have got a better goal difference. I always say, if you're in a title race with one or two other teams, if you don't take points off them, how can you rely on other clubs to do it? So when people go, oh, that's a good draw against Liverpool, I go, yeah, but you're expecting them to drop points somewhere else. So you're relying on Villa or Newcastle or City or Chelsea or Brighton to take points off them, but we've got to take the points off them. So we've got to win those games. That was 2 points dropped yesterday. Make no mistake about that. If we'd beaten Brighton last week and drawn with Liverpool yesterday, yeah, I'm still disappointed, but at least we're only a point behind them. But that defeat to Bournemouth made yesterday a must-win game, and we didn't win it. And the disappointing thing about it is I feel like we were on the track of winning that game. I sat there at half-time, people, if you was in my stream, and I said, that is a fantastic first half of football. I'm actually very proud of the team for that first half. And the manager. I give him his flowers when he deserves it. Partey at right back looked like a horror show and he had a very good game. But that second half did not reflect what this football club is about, in my opinion. It didn't reflect what this football club is about. I have no problem with Arsenal parking the bus at Manchester City down to 10 men. It's understandable. The circumstances have taken it out of your hands. But at home, at half-time, against a Liverpool team that you had on the ropes, Robertson is getting roasted. The whole first half. Roasted. Saka had him on toast. It was vicious what he was doing to him. It was vicious. And you come out second half and you retreat. And you sit on the edge of your own penalty area. You bring your striker back and we can't get out. We're clearing the ball and just giving it back to Liverpool. There was a time in that second half we won the ball back and just booted it upfield and no one was up there. I said, bro, is there 2 minutes left? I get it if you're in the 88th minute and you're going, right, now we're just going to retreat and hold on to the win. We were doing it in like the 60th minute. I said, brother, what the hell am I watching? Is this Southampton against Liverpool and they're hanging on for this is Arsenal. We're meant to be winning the title. We're meant to be winning the league. You don't do that. We're not down to 10 men. We're at home. We're in the ascendancy. Liverpool weren't even playing that good. Trent didn't look like he wanted to challenge Martinelli. He was giving him loads of space. Konate was covering and bullying him, but Trent didn't look great defensively against Martinelli. Saka was destroying Robertson. I actually think in midfield we were even... If you look at their midfield yesterday, I don't think Curtis Jones played well, and I don't think McAllister played well. Gravenberch played okay. I actually think we were getting the better of them in midfield. Declan Rice had probably his best game of the season. Funny that you put him back in his best role and he performs. But we changed at half-time, and we've seen Arsenal do this. David Raya got a yellow card for time wasting, yeah? Go and get the third goal and win the game. It's too risky. Anything can happen in the Premier League. Dodgy referees, dodgy VAR, one mistake. And that's what happened. And we draw a game that we should win. Leigh said Big C, our back four was dodgy once we tried going for it. Ball up to Salah. Goal, not good enough. Do you know the thing, though? Even if you haven't got your best players on the pitch, you should still have structure. Gabriel coming off that pitch shouldn't mean that Arsenal can't attack because we're scared of what's going to happen in transition. They scored in a 3v2 situation. We had 3 back and they had 2 attacking and they scored. That's just pure lack of quality and understanding. Kivior and players that the manager signed and decided to not get rid of in the summer. So, listen. Did any of you watch Saka's interview after the game yesterday on Sky? And some of you might think I'm reading too much into it, right? Some of you might think I'm reading too much into it. He looked a frustrated figure yesterday. I'm telling you now. I remember seeing interviews like that from Fabregas and Van Persie and players like that who are thinking, do you know how well I've just played and somehow we haven't even won that game? He was captain yesterday. That was his first game back. He has a storming first half. I'm sitting here going, yo, maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe this guy is world class. We've got, like people, I'm telling you now, this football club need to understand, bro. Saka and Saliba will walk out of that door if this doesn't improve. They will not continue to finish second and second and second and keep making out like that's something to pat you on the back about. They don't care. Saliba said publicly, I want to win trophies to become the best in the world. And I'm telling you, Saka, they'll be lining up for him. Because you look at Liverpool, Salah's going to go, they need a right winger. You look at Man City, they don't really... Well, Savinho they've got. But Bernardo and these guys, they're getting on. Grealish hasn't been good. Doku hasn't really been good. City could go for him. Real Madrid, you know, they changed things a lot. He was fuming. Saka was very annoyed. Rebecca Lowe even said they've never seen Saka that disappointed in the whole time she's interviewed him. Bro, I'm telling you, watch the interview. The guy was trying to... The guy on Sky was cracking jokes with him, and he wasn't even smiling. He was like, not happy with the second half. We didn't do our job. We didn't control the game properly. Fuming that we didn't win that. Let me read out these super chats, then we'll do the player ratings. Get involved, people. Mafia Boss, thank you for the super sticker. Junior said Arteta's tactics can be questionable. But some fans ignore glaring issues like biased officiating. They're making false narratives like 800 million when it's actually 668 million. Shows how dim-witted some of you are. I mean, there's no need for that at the end, right? Whether it's 668 million or 800 million, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. No matter how much you think it is. So, does 668 million make the difference from 800 million? Is it excusable if it's 668 million? But if it's 800 million, it's too much. Is that what we're saying? Do you know what? I'm going to break it down quickly. Let's break it down. I like doing this because I'm petty sometimes. So let's do this. And then if he's right, let's see. Junior, right. This is, I believe, transfer market. This is all of Arteta's signings. So let's get the calculator out. Let's see how much it actually is. If they have got it correct. So there's a whole heap of free transfers and loans. And then there's 5.8 million here. Get your calculators out, people. Runarsson, Odegaard and Trusty. That was Odegaard's loan fee, by the way. Right. Oh, this is in euros. But we'll work it out in pounds because I remember most of the deals anyway. We won't do the loan fees. Let's do this. Let's see if this guy's right. Because you're calling out the community. If it ain't 668 million and you're wrong, I expect the apology to the community. So we've got 5.8. Marquinhos, 3 million. Matt Turner, 5 million. Pablo Mari, 5 million. Nuno Tavares, he was 7 million. 12 million for Jorginho, he was. They've got that wrong. Sambi Lokonga was 16 million. Tomiyasu was 17.5. Jakob Kivior was more than that. He was 27 with add-ons. Trossard was 27. They've got that wrong. Gabriel was 35 million. Let's keep going. What we got? Ramsdale. He was 30 million. David Raya, 30 million. Who else we got? Mikel Merino, he was 33 million. Zinchenko, 35. Fabio Vieira, 35. Martin Odegaard, 35. There's a lot of players here, by the way. He signed a lot of players. Timber was 40 million. Calafiori, 45 million. Partey was 45. Jesus was 45. We're currently at 533 million. Ben White was 50 million. Kai Havertz, 65 million. Declan Rice, 105 million. 748 million pounds. 748 million. €791 million. There you go. So you're wrong. It's actually closer to 800 million than it is 668 million. And you know what? Just for banter, Junior, I appreciate the super chat, but because we're a bit, I'm going to give you a timeout just to gather your thoughts. And then we'll go back to the player ratings. So I'll see you in 3 minutes. So you got that wrong. So the dim-witted shout was a bit out of order for the community who won it. Right, let's go back to action. 748 million. That's not including all the loan fees and signing on fees. Right. I had to do that because I thought, is this guy Sherlock Shaw, man? Well, yo, Junior, just take a break, bro. Just 3 minutes and then come back. You know, as soon as we got past 700 million, I was already thinking, yeah, you've had a stinker here, mate. It smells like 3 minutes to me. It really does. T. Big C, we follow you because you dropped the truth. I honestly think a lot of these players are not good enough. They're not good enough. Brio said this was honestly a £1 million pillow fight. 2-2. HR, do you think Liverpool can win the league? I think City will win it. George said, problem is now we must win away at Newcastle and Chelsea, otherwise the title is truly gone. You're spot on, and Inter Milan sandwiched in between. Fitz said, Saliba and Saka don't believe in Arteta, wake up. And BO said, hope this cone man gets sacked ASAP, tired of the BS. Right, let's get into player ratings. Apologies, I had to get the calculator out. It was serious. It was serious. But it was closer to 800 million is my point. So, you know, if you both do an answer, it's then who's closest to the answer. You know how it goes, people. You did your maths GCSEs. But anyway, big up Curtis for the dunce chat. Yo, relax, Cody. Big up, though. Big up Assassin, man, who said his nan passed away this week, was feeling low, didn't even want to watch the game as an advocate for mental health. More to life than football. Hey, big up Assassin, bro. Big part of the community. I hope you're well. Sorry to hear about your nan. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Let's get into player ratings. It's ugly. It's not nice. Liverpool, more shots More possession, more passes, more corners. Happier of the two teams, I would say. Let's get into player ratings. Let's keep it short and sweet. It's the evening. I haven't had dinner yet. Let's just say it how it is. Get in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. I haven't even written these ratings down. We're just gonna run with it, people. Let's start with David Raya. 2 goals conceded. None of them are his fault, to be honest. 6. I give him a 6. I don't think he didn't make any wonder saves or anything. But he was just, I give him average. 6 out of 10. He got booked for time wasting, which I didn't like. I didn't like that. Yeah, Robbie gave Havertz a 7. I nearly just threw the phone out the window. I was just going to throw it and just reclaim on the insurance. David Raya, 66th minute, booked for time wasting. Yeah, there's people on Twitter telling me we were still attacking. A goalkeeper got booked for time wasting with 24 minutes to go. We need some red stripe! Raya and Nephews was at it again, people. 24 minutes to go. A man of time wasting. What's going on? Why are we time wasting? Phone nearly went, Nath. I said, yo, you know what? I've had this phone about a year. Should I just throw it in the road? Just let it get ran over and get a new one. But, the paperwork, the emails, it takes too long. Let's go into the back four. Thomas Partey. He was brilliant apart from a couple of seconds when he switched off. Van Dijk was actually his man. He should have marked him. But I'm still going to give him a good rating because I thought he was going to get ripped to shreds against Diaz. And Diaz got dragged and did nothing, and Gakpo didn't do anything. What would you guys give Partey? If we hadn't conceded that goal, I would have given him a 9. Because I think he switches off on the corner, I'll downgrade him to a 8. Might be harsh, that. Might be harsh. I would have liked to have given him a 9, but those moments cost you goals. It's an 8. It's still a high rating. I give him an 8. Quality on the ball. Does he get a new contract? Or is it new contract hype? Looking at the team, he's one of the best players on the pitch. He did pocket Diaz. Let's go through the rest of the back four. It's quite hard to mark the back four because we conceded 2, so I feel like I can't rate them that high. But none of the actual starting back four had bad games, really. And I have to say, by the way, Thomas Partey, on the ball, I think he's our best midfielder. I think he's our best midfielder on the ball. Marino, I'm not fully convinced by him yet. Rice doesn't like to play forward passes enough. Partey, you can just tell he's played La Liga for a long time. But is it new contract hype or do you give him a new deal? But it shows he's still got it. I'd give him a new contract, but it would be short. I'd give him 1-year deal with a 1-year option. So at least in 12 months, you could move him on if he does fade. But I would keep him. Ben White played a magnificent ball to Saka. I thought he had a good game. He hasn't played centre-back for a long time. But because we conceded 2, I feel like I can't give the other 3 players that high a rating. But I'll give him a 7. Do you know what? I'll probably give the whole back, the other 3 defenders, a 7. I could be a 7.5. I give him 7.5 because of the assist. Love Island Ben White gets 7.5. The assist was brilliant. Gabriel, I'm going to give a 7. He played well. Comes off injured, though, in the 54th minute. Hopefully, it's not a long injury. I'll give him a 7 because he didn't get the assist, of course. Timber, I will give... I mean, listen, Timber's been out for a few weeks. He comes back. And let's be honest, Salah didn't really do anything against him. So I got to give him a 7 as well. I got to give him a 7. But I feel like I got to give Ben White a bit higher rating than Gabriel and Timber because of the assist. Slightly higher. But Ben White deserves a lot of credit. He hasn't played at centre-back for Arsenal for a long time, and he was really good. The assist was outstanding. Right, let's go into the midfield. Let's start with Declan Rice. I thought this was Declan Rice's best performance of the season. I thought he was brilliant. The assist, the delivery for Marino, outstanding. Absolutely outstanding delivery from him. I thought we not dominated, but I thought we won the midfield battle. This was Declan Rice. Beckham Rice, as we was calling him. 8 out of 10 for Deckers. I thought it was a quality performance. Delivery's outstanding from set pieces. I never really saw that delivery at West Ham, but Beckham Rice gets an 8. Mikel Merino. First off, I'm like, get him off. Too slow, not getting on the ball enough. Don't rate him. Then he scores the header. You're like, okay, he scored, so I'll delay the substitution. He was tidy on the ball second half. I would probably say 6 out of 10, but because of the goal, I'll upgrade it to a 7. It was a big moment for him. I think that's fair. I was going to say 6, but I'll give him a 7 because it's an important goal. He did miss a sitter, but I'll be honest, I'm still not convinced by him. The goal doesn't make me all of a sudden think this guy's a top quality player. I'm still putting question marks over how good he is, but we do have to give him time, I suppose, to settle in. Gabriel Martinelli. I'm surrendering to the community. Hands up, people, you got me. Take my watch, take my wallet, take it. Go on, take it. Have it. I've surrendered. I'm emptying my pockets. Just take it. There's nothing in there, but just take it, man. Go on, take it. I surrender. I've capped too long for this guy. I can't do it. I can't do it. It might have been because he's Brazilian. Brazilians, I grew up loving Brazilian players. But nah. No. No. Get me a left winger this summer. Simple and clear. And I ain't talking about Raheem Sterling. I'm talking about proper left winger people. No. He's a headless chicken. Honestly, he's a wild animal. That guy, he's a hyena. He's a lunatic. And let me tell you something, bro. Why were you so scared of Konate yesterday? He's like a year 7 getting his lunch money robbed off him by the year 11. Every time Konate went near him, he just backed off. He is not from the favelas. We have this assumption every Brazilian's from the favelas. He ain't from no favelas. He grew up posh. Soft. He's from Sao Paulo as well. That brother's weak. I'm not having it. Get me a left winger in the summer. He's definitely from Uptown, man. There's no way. He grew up on a farm or something. I know Konate's big and intimidating, but brother, you're scared of him. At least go and have a battle with him. Nah, man. Nah, I'm not happy with him. Ricky Martinelli. She bangs. Oh, babe, the way she moves. And then the way she looks like an owl, but she stings like a bee. Get him out! Nah, sit him down on the bench next season. He can be an impact sub. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. His levels have dropped. We've moved on. We've evolved, people. We're Charizard now. He's Charmander. 3 out of 10. He was poor, mate. He was poor. Lost the ball. Intimidated by Konate. They hit us on the break and score. Rubbish. You need to ban yourself for singing that. The thing is, I know you all know that song, though, innit? You all know it. It's one of them radio songs that you hear at work or in the car. You know, she bangs, she bangs. You know, them old school tunes, Ricky Martin and that. Real pop music, you know, from the 90s and 2000s. Disgraceful songs, but we all know them. You can't deny it. Ricky Martinelli, you know. I handed in all the paperwork. I'm done. Curtis, you would be intimidated. Relax yourself, SN. I played against big defenders, you know. I wasn't even that tall when I was a kid. Let me tell you something. I'll have a battle and fight. Kick people. Trust me, I ain't intimidated by what? What's he doing? He ain't pulling out a gun on no one, is he, Kanate? Just on a football pitch. Just a big guy. Junior's back. Well done, Jew. Come on, Jew. What you got? Curtis, you're wrong. Where did you get Ramsdale 30 million when it says 24? No, it was 30 with add-ons. The total spend on transfer market is 791. 668. Not your fake figures. You're wrong, Junior. You're the fraud. Take another 3 minutes and come back. Do your maths. Man's paying to call me out, you know. Yeah, I respect it. I respect it. Let's have a look. Nah, man, them 748 million pounds, my friend. 748 million pounds. I'm not having it. I know the facts. We went through it. Junior, hold that 3 more minutes. You're on your final warning. You really are. It's detention this time. Right lines as well, saying I must behave myself in the community. Otherwise, it's an all-time... You know what? I respect it, though, you know. Do you know what I like about it from him? He comes in all polite and then just throws a jab at the end. You fraud. Or this dim-witted community. Nah, Junior's moving mad. Sing. I'm broad. I'm broad. I'm broader than Broadway. Yo, big up Junior, you know. Man ain't playing on a Monday, fam. It ain't even Wednesday yet. And you're coming in moving mad. But anyway... Big up, Junior. 3 more minutes. We'll see you in 3 minutes. Anyway. Where we at? Who was we on? Ricky Martinelli. What did I give him? 3 or 4? Yeah, that Bolivian needs to leave the club anyway. He's winding me up. Use him as an impact sub, man. That's all I'm at right now, anyway. Anyway. Now, do you know why I don't think it was right, though? Because those numbers that Transfer Market were saying, I don't think they were all accurate. I don't believe all of them. We know what our players cost. We know what our players cost. Maybe they don't include the add-ons. But anyway, we'll agree to disagree. Right, where are we at? Mikel Merino, I gave him a 7. Martin Smelly from Peru, 3 I think I gave him. Saka, sorry. I haven't done a midfielder. First half, 9 out of 10, best player on the pitch along with Partey. Second half, decided not to use him as an attacking player anymore. Played him right wing back. Let's play him right wing back and get him to defend and let them just attack us. I give him an 8 because of the second half. Let's be honest. He didn't really do much second half and it isn't his fault. They told him to just sit back and don't attack. First half, he was unbelievable. So I give him an 8. Rob says, favela background dancer. I'm telling you, bro. Just get him in a dance video, Martinelli. Trossard. Looking back on the game, and even when I watched the extended highlights, I just don't feel like Trossard was in the game much. I'll give him 6.5. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't that good either. Trossard's here, he said 400 out of 10. I just don't... Did he do much in the game? Did he play any great passes? He played a couple good passes in the first half. I don't think it was stellar or Trossard, but maybe he had a little shot of, you know, rum before he played. It wasn't quite stellar or Trossard bad, but it certainly wasn't anything special. I might even be giving him too high a mark, to be honest. Trossard needed sleep. Them bags under his eyes. Them bags under his eyes, they don't look good. He looks like he needs about a week of sleep. So we'll give him 6. We'll give him a 6. Kai Havertz. Don't worry, people. I'm still here. I'm stretching. I'm just having a stretch. You know, like when you're just about to come on the pitch, you got to start stretching. You know what I mean? I'm doing arm stretches. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing all sorts. Just shoulder shrugs, people. I'm stretching. Go backwards now as well. Just get your arm out. Hold it. 10 seconds. 1, 2. All right, we won't do 10. Other arm. I mean, Ribena bottle. Just throw it. Let me gather myself. We don't need a striker, they said. We don't need a striker. We got Havertz. Oh, dear. You got to applaud these people. Honestly, you have to applaud these people. Genuinely. I actually admire the delusion sometimes. I think, wow, are they capping or do they actually believe that? You've got to admire the delusion sometimes. Because it's admirable sometimes. I really admire the delusion. And think, wow, these people actually believe this. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, people. Let's have a look at this screen because it's only right that I find this screen. Kai Havertz had a donkey named after him, thanks to a charity in Devon. The charity named the fowl after seeing an article where Kai said his teammates call him Donkey. Havertz, when they got in touch to say they'd like to name a fowl after me, I was delighted. But we don't need a striker. Because we've got the donkey. This here sums up his performance. That was him on the pitch yesterday, looking at the ball, thinking, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that ball? That is actually the highlights of his performance yesterday. A donkey steering at a football. This right here that's Havertz's performance yesterday. Like, real talk. That donkey would have actually probably done more than Havertz yesterday. They're constantly walking around, working hard, doing all sorts. This guy, how many times yesterday did you see the referee say, just get up. Stop embarrassing yourself. Get off the floor. 6'3". Oh, ref, give me a free kick. Oh, get up. Stop it. You can't fool me no more, people. You can't fool me no more. You can try. You can show me stats. Compare him to who you want and he scored in this many games. And you can try. You can try, people. But I ain't falling for it. They can't gaslight us. He ain't good enough. And he will not be good enough to win this club a league title. And if you think he is, you're insane. Robin Van Persie regen, they said. Are you crazy? Why? Because he's a left-footed striker? No, he's not. He's an attacking midfielder playing up front trying to do a job. Stinky performance. No shots on target. No away goals in the Premier League this season. And yesterday he did nothing apart from roll around the floor. I'd have rather had that donkey on the pitch. 2 out of 10. Simple as that. Junior's back, so we're supposed to believe that you, Curtis YouTuber, are a more reliable source on transfers than Transfer Market. Give your head a wobble. Let me ask you, Junior. Do you actually know who runs the Transfer Market website? Like, do you know who runs that website? Do you just believe every website that you go on? Or do you actually investigate these things? Junior, hold another 3 minutes. Thank you for the super chat, though. That's £15 so far. It's not bad. Let's get some more Ribenas with that. See you in 3 minutes. You can make one comment every 3 minutes, as long as you pay for it. And then we'll consider your overall behaviour at the end of the show, whether we're going to continue with you on this channel or not. It is decent banter, so we probably will. But because of your bad behaviour, unless you pay to comment, I don't think any of your comments will be read out. I'm just being totally honest. Everyone else, as you were, you don't have to pay for comments. But him, it's pay as you play, people. So that's where we're at. You know me, I don't play, people. I don't play. But anyway, it's probably a top gooner in disguise. You know what I mean? They're probably fuming. I like Havertz, but it's a stinker 4 out of 10. Not for me. That's too high. 2 out of 10. MJC, if you could take 2 Prem era players from a rival to help this Arsenal team win something, who would you take? 2 players. What do we need more than anything, really? We need a goal scorer, striker. So you said from another team. I would take... There's so many good strikers you could name. I just want someone that's strong, powerful, and can finish. I'd take like a Diego Costa or a Drogba or somebody powerful. Shearer. Just a powerful striker that can run a little bit and can score goals. And then we need a midfielder. We need a midfielder, in my opinion, as well. Oh, no. We need a left winger. CR7. CR7. And then you can drop Martinelli. Imagine CR7, Drogba, and Saka. That wins you. That probably wins us the Champions League as well. Or Rooney. Yeah, Rooney or Drogba up front, maybe. He said another club, so I can't say Thierry. And Kane's allergic to trophies. I don't want that guy. Right. Let's get that donkey off the screen anyway. The subs, I mean, the subs came on so late. What's the point even rating them? Jesus, Kivior, Skelly, Waneri. The 2 young bucks, I give them a 6. Jesus a 6. Kivior gets a 2.5. Decided to not track Mo Salah, the most dangerous finisher at Liverpool. How does that work? Jerome said, Big C, bringing the fire today. Yo, we dropped 2 points, man. We ain't playing. We ain't playing, people. I'm vexed. We should have won. We're the nearly men. We nearly won. We nearly won the league, people. And now you're going to believe us. We nearly won the league. We nearly won the league. We nearly won the league. And now you're going to believe us. Now you're going to believe us. We nearly won the league. We're the nearly club, people. I tell you what, though. We don't nearly bring out merch, do we? We got merch every week. Whenever you need it. All colours. You want red, you want green, we want blue. Anything you need, it's there, people. Merch, PR, there's bags of it. There's bags of it. Made up figures. Right, what we got here? Big up Big CC Unit Business, rude boy. You don't take ish. Listen, man, it's banter. It's banter, to be fair, but... you know, if you give it, you got to take it back. Refs costing us the league. To be honest, 7 points already cost us. I mean, the ref didn't make Trossard kick the ball away. The ref didn't make Saliba pull the guy back. The ref didn't make Arsenal sit back at half-time. We got to look at ourselves before we look at refs. That's where I'm at. Yeah, there was decisions yesterday that were... In fact, do you know what? Oh, can I play these or am I going to get... Are they going to start trying to... Let's just play it. Oh, they've deleted one of them. Let me show this one. I think this is why the goal didn't count yesterday. I'm going to play it in a slower speed. Then we might get away with it. I think this... Now, the argument I understand is that the referee didn't actually point there for the free kick. I think this is why the goal didn't count yesterday, right? So let's have a look. I think Havertz catches Konate with the arm. If you look at this slowly, jumps up, leads slightly with the left arm, catches Konate in the face. If you look at the ref, and it kind of hits him on the top of his arm, although maybe the shoulder. Referee sees that, blows the whistle, gives the free kick. Let me get that off the screen quick. Oh, was I not muting that as well? Damn, that was a stupid decision. And I think that's why the referee gives the free kick. Now, I'm going to play it one more time, on mute this time. Now, I get it. You can't jump without your arm, but if you catch them with the leading arm, more often than not, they give that as a free kick. It's up in the air. Kivior, he's actually given that Kivior one, which is never a foul, by the way, on Szoboszlai. I think he gives it for that there. I think it's that arm sort of across the face. As the arm's coming down, bang, in the side of his face. I think that's what he's giving it for. But I get the argument and the debate because he pulls it back and says it's for the Kivior one. Now, if you're giving it for the Kivior one, you've absolutely bottled it and cheated because Kivior's is not a foul. He wins the header above Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai doesn't even jump. But it's strange that he's saying he gave it for the Szoboszlai foul by Kivior, yet he didn't blow the whistle until Havertz caught Konate with the arm. So it's a strange situation. I don't understand the ref and the explanation of what he did. I don't get it. I don't know what he was... I don't get it. I'd love to hear him come out and say an explanation. If you're giving that for the Kivior foul, you've cheated us. If you're giving it for the Havertz arm, you've got a bit of a point. But he gave it where the Kivior one was. Jerome, I read that one. And Brio said, nearly like a shack next to a mansion. Nearly, exactly. Yeah, you don't live in the mansion. You live across the road from it. 4 away games before the international break. What are your expectations? Preston win. Newcastle. Tricky one. And Chelsea and Inter. Those three, honestly, could all be anything. They could be absolutely anything. Yeah, listen, it's quite simple, Lay. If the ref gave it for the Kivior foul, he's a cheat. He's a blatant cheat if he gave it for that. And I thought Martinelli's was a penalty, although somebody messaged me saying he handballed it in the build-up, but I didn't see that. I'll watch that back. 12:30 at Newcastle is spooky. You're right. Early kickoff on a Saturday at St James's. It's going to be a hard game. Hopefully we get past Preston and we're able to rotate. And then hopefully we'll be ready. Let me just end that poll. I forgot that I'd left that up for the whole show. Ballon d'Or tonight. Rumours it's going to be Rodri. Vinicius is not winning it. Should it have been Vinicius or Rodri? 65% say Vinicius Jr. should have won it. 35% say that Rodri deserved to win it. Is it 116 people? Have Man City paid them off? Yeah, I saw that story. They reckon Odegaard could be back in training next week. Maybe not with the group, but by himself on the training pitch. So how far is he away? Martinelli wasn't a penalty. Konate got the ball. Trent didn't touch him. Listen, I didn't see all angles. So manager rating, I'll give him a 4. First half, brilliant. Second half, shocking. Bottled it, in my opinion. Should have won the game. Listen, I always say, let's finish with a solution. Let's not leave on a negative note. What's the solution? Arsenal have to put a run together and are going to have to win some difficult games. We're 5 points behind Man City. We're 5 points behind Man City and we've got harder games than those teams in the next couple of weeks before the international break. Man City's next 2 Premier League games are Bournemouth away, which I think they'll win, and then Brighton away before the international break. I think they'll win both of them games, to be honest. I think they'll win both of them. Liverpool, although you never know in the Premier League, anything can happen. Liverpool's 2 league games are Brighton at home and Villa at home. Bit trickier. Villa at home's trickier. We've got Newcastle away and Chelsea away. We are under pressure. If Man City win their next 2 games and we drop points in any of ours, you're looking at 7-8 points going into the international break. We have got an easier run after the international break, but we need to call out the situation that could be ahead of us if we can't beat Newcastle and Manchester and Chelsea. I think we've got to win those 2 games. I think we've got to win both of them. Hopefully, listen, maybe City will drop a point somewhere. Maybe Brighton or something. But we've got a massive 10 days. We've got a massive 10 days. Preston on Wednesday. Newcastle Saturday. Inter Milan next midweek. And then Chelsea before the international break. We're under a lot of pressure. What we need to do, there's no update on Gabriel. He put up a picture of his legs in those recovery like pads that you can put your legs in. So you would imagine it's not too bad. And he had ice on his knee, so hopefully it was just a kick. Obviously Saliba's back. So if we have Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, Ben White as a fit back 4, then you know we've got a strong base to build from for Newcastle. How many of those guys are going to have to play against Preston? You obviously expect Sterling, Jesus, Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, all of these guys to be involved in that one. And I really want us to beat Preston. Oh, breaking news, people, regarding Manchester United. Breaking news. They have made their move for their new manager. Ornstein Bomber, Manchester United fans. Manchester United are working on a deal to appoint Ruben Amorim as head coach. Manchester United are ready to pay the €10 million release clause. They are in talks with Sporting Lisbon to finalise the 39-year-old. The Portuguese manager is open to accepting the move. Breaking news. He was on his way to Liverpool. That deal didn't happen. Then he nearly went to West Ham. It didn't happen. My first thought is, imagine if he goes to Man United and says, bring Gyökeres, you know. But Man United are going for Ruben Amorim. I don't know too much about him. They're being linked with a lot of managers. Interesting. We play Sporting Lisbon in a few weeks, actually. He's beaten Arteta before. Sporting Lisbon, yep, they knocked us out. He's very highly rated. Liverpool were apparently going to go for him. But Ruben Amorim looks like he's on his way to Manchester United. They've acted very quickly. No Southgate. Yeah, Ross. I was hoping for Southgate. That would have been a bit of a continuation. Very highly rated young coach. Let's see how he gets on at United, people. United. CFC Pirates said Big C if City wins without Rodri and KDB. Injury excuses are not acceptable. I hear you. Let's finish with Junior. The banter's been running all show, so let's finish. Take us away, Junior. You've got the final word. He said, I enjoy the banter. I like the channel. I agree with you on most things, but I have to call out when you chat BS, which you do a lot. Mr. I know more than transfer market. You've definitely got stocks in transfer market, haven't you? I'm saying it. Those transfer market stats are wrong. Junior, thank you for the £20. On your way out, hold another 3 minutes. People, thank you very much for tuning in. Junior, big up yourself. £20 in the bag. And but anyway, I'm sure Junior will be back tomorrow with transfer market stats. People, thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate your time. Been live for nearly an hour and 20. Tomorrow I'll be live. Just check the time. It may not be 2 p.m. as, like I said, half term, and I'm doing a lot at the moment. But we will obviously have the watch along on Wednesday night, which will be Arsenal against Preston. So we'll have press conference reaction tomorrow. Look, man said I'm still here. He's here on Twitch. But hey, Junior, big up yourself. Big up everyone locked in. Appreciate your support. And like the video on the way out and subscribe. And I'll see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.